The United Kingdom, Australia, they made a big move yesterday. The three countries formally recognized Palestine. And this week, that is expected to be followed by other countries like France. This is a huge shift in foreign policy and a very different approach than what the United States is taking here, too. So what are the repercussions of this? And what really does this hope to accomplish? Nizar Farsak is a lecturer of international affairs at George Washington University and has been a Palestinian advisor in negotiations with Israel and joins us now. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
How significant do you think this is?
It's significant in the sense that it's more in the right direction. It doesn't actually afford Palestine the recognition it needs to access more UN organizations and all the benefits of being a full state, because, of course, the Security Council needs to recognize it. And we have the American veto. But given that these are very important countries, Britain, Canada, and Australia, this makes the momentum stronger. And it makes it far more difficult for this Israeli government to deny or push back on Palestinian statehood.
Right. Now, Benjamin Netanyahu already has pushed back. He said this will never happen. But do you think, is this just a tool to try to put pressure on the Israeli government?
It is, of course, yes, it is, because, as you said, he refused that policy, so it's a form of pressure. And it is also, I believe, it's important in that it's slowly reinforcing the narrative that the issue is that Palestinians do not have their rights. It's not that the problem is not Israel's security. Israel will be secure if Palestinians have their rights, which is a very important shift in the narrative.
Right. I guess that's my other question with this as well, Nizar, is what does this get for Palestinian people? Because, you know, I've heard other people talk about this, that back in the 1990s, this was offered, this was on the table, and it wasn't taken.
The membership, the membership?
Yeah, among Palestinians, though, like, will this mean anything for them?
Not much. I mean, it is in the sense of support, of symbolism, especially that Britain, given that Britain was the one that gave the Balfour Declaration that, was at the beginning of the crisis. But practically speaking, no, unfortunately, it's not going to save lives, which is the urgent thing to do. And in many ways, while this is a good step forward, Palestinians, of course, would have preferred a boycott or a stop to the war rather than further countries recognizing Palestine, of course.
Right, because that's what's expected to happen over the next couple of days, isn't it? That more countries will step in and do this.
Which is welcome, but we'd rather, if there is a choice between countries recognizing Palestine or stopping the war, no, we do, of course, would choose stopping the war. And in many ways, there are governments took this step because of domestic pressure by their constituents and the demonstrators. Because they did not want to do the more difficult thing and the more important thing, which is stopping the arming of Israel and putting actual serious pressure to stop the war.
That's interesting you say that, Nizar. So, because the impression I'm getting then from you this morning is that you think this isn't, like, on the, I think, the Canadian side of things, people think this is a very big deal, but what you're saying is that it's not that big of a deal.
Yes, because I happen to believe that lives matter more than these symbolic issues. We're having an increased number of daily killings of Palestinians, and the situation keeps getting worse as far as starvation. So any minute even that we can spare from this war is definitely more urgent than a symbolic recognition.
What do you think it would take then? Or is this not just a step on that road?
It is a step. And it's, of course, an important step given those countries' influence and the relationship with Israel. But arguably, it just shows the reticence of the international community to take steps to actually stop the war.
Right. So then what will you be looking for out of these United Nations meetings this week?
I would actually look for a stronger push for what's called the United for Peace, which is the UN General Assembly coming together when the Security Council gets blocked over issues of peace. And if a genocide doesn't evoke the United for Peace, I don't know what would. That would be what I would wish for and hope that would happen.
All right. Well, Nazar, thank you for talking to us about it this morning.
Thank you for having me.
That's